Hey there everybody, Pete here from Comic Book Geezers. Decided to do a follow-up video to my Pete's Man Cave video. So specifically today wanted to concentrate on Marvel Select and Marvel Legends figures because I've actually gotten quite a few since the last video and really wanted to highlight some of these and give a little bit more in-depth look, talk a little bit more about them, so on and so forth. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So let's take a look. We're going to start down at the end here. I've got these all kind of set up a little bit differently the last time. So over in the corner, this is kind of like my, kind of like X-Men section, right? So here we've got all the way at the end. This is a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Wendigo. All right, so these were not sold separately. Basically, what you had is you had a series of different figures, X-Men related figures, and in each box you had basically an arm of Wendigo, right? In another box you had a leg and maybe the head or the torso or whatever. If you collected them all, you could actually make your own Wendigo. So I actually bought this guy separately. He was not sold that way, but obviously numerous folks bought the whole series, put their Wendigo together, and then sold it. So I actually picked this up. He's actually a pretty cool figure. All right, check him out. All right. Nice size on him, too. All right. In the back, we've got the Beast. All right. This is a Marvel Select Beast. It's a pretty cool figure. It looks pretty much like him. All right. He comes in this kind of cool little, whatever you call it, control room, war room, practice room, something like that. But nice color on him. I like the look on the face. I've got to give him like a little bit of a different pose, but he doesn't have any pegs in the floor to kind of keep him standing. So it's been a little bit of a challenge to keep him upright in there. But I got to work on him a little bit more. Here's a fairly new one. I just got this guy. This, of course, is classic era Sabretooth. Check him out. There is a more recent version as well this is a Marvel Select figure. I opted to go with the classic one because that's the Sabretooth I remember from back in the the 70s and the 80s. They've changed him. He no longer has that kind of like mane around his head. The new figure's pretty cool too, the new version, but I had a choice. I decided to go with this one. There's his little stand, pretty cool, right? I think he's a pretty decent figure. I like him. All right, there we got Colossus in the back. All right, he's a nice statuesque kind of figure right there. Very, looks very much like the classic Colossus we all know and love. All right, there's his little, war room piece that comes in the back. That's a Marvel Select figure as well. All right, here's another new one. A lot of choices for Wolverine. I opted to go for Wolverine with the brown costume. It's one of his more earlier ones. It's not the original yellow one, but another classic one. I love the stand here. Okay. You got the katana blade there. You got this cool, kind of like little Shogun statue there. Kind of works well on his stand. Pretty neat. All right, one of my personal favorites. This is the Juggernaut, which I absolutely love this figure. He's massive. He's heavy. He's definitely got some girth to him. It's one of the bigger Marvel Selects. All right. I used to have him sitting up next to Hulk and Abomination, but I decided to move him over to the X-Men corner here. All right, X-Men and X-Men foes. All right, moving on. Yeah, got to get Galactus. So this is a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Galactus. All right, again, this was not sold separately. You basically had to buy a bunch of figures with all the different arms and legs and headstock and torso, and then if you got them all, you built your Galactus. But I love the fact that he's like so massive. All right, he's got to be bigger than everybody else. So had to get him. He's a recent find of mine. All right. How about Thanos? All right. Got him with the gauntlet. Had to do that. Had to put that on. He comes with a bunch of different hands. Nice sculpt on his face. This is classic Thanos from the 70s Marvel Comics. Of course, you got his beloved Hell there. All right. Very cool. It's also a Marvel Select. Here we got a Marvel Select Silver Surfer. This is very cool. One of my favorites here. All right. If you look carefully down at the base, I got another hand of Thanos down there. In fact, let's take a look what we got there. All right. Okay, you got the Infinity Stones there, but I think this Silver Surfer with the base, right, can stand him up on the board. Got the little cosmic blast coming out of his hands that you can take off or put on, but I think they look pretty cool on him. Here's a recent one. I'm a huge fan of this sculpt on this Marvel Select Venom. Check that out. This is, of course, the pretty much looks like the Todd McFarlane styled artwork, right, for the sculpt. Here you can take off, you can put on all the heads and all the additional arms. They snap right on the back. Love that tongue. Or you can keep, you can take those off and just put the regular Venom. I kind of think he looks awesome with all the extra arms. There's 2 other arms that attach to his main arms. I had a hard time getting those to stay on, so I just kept them off. But a very cool figure. Okay. Here you got Marvel Select Spider-Man. Most of the Spider-Mans are actually pretty lackluster. I was actually surprised. But this is probably one of the better ones. He's got this kind of squashed car as his little base. All right, yeah, not too bad. One of the better Spider-Mans. Then we've got one of 2 Green Goblins that are available. I think this one is pretty wicked. All right. Very cool stand. The other Goblin that's available has got him kind of carrying Spider-Man with his mask off as Peter Parker. I almost got that one, but I think this one is actually really cool. He looks pretty wicked in that. All right. Then we've got, of course, Iron Man. Kind of flying around. Pretty neat. Also a Marvel Select. All these last few are Marvel Select. Now, this is one of my favorite Marvel Legends. So this is Marvel Legends Ghost Rider. I think that this guy is way cooler looking than the Marvel Select Ghost Rider. And the Marvel Select Ghost Rider does not come with a motorcycle. I think this is just absolutely badass. Of course, he's got the chain with the flame at the end. Very, very cool. The bike is awesome. Got the flames in the background. I mean, come on. You just can't go wrong with that. Badassery. Speaking of badass, I'm a huge fan of this Abomination. He is also massive. He's as heavy as the some of these other bigger figures like the Hulk. Okay. Just look at those claws, man. The feet are enormous. He's got some definite heft to him. What else? The Rhino, another one of my favorites. I love these kind of huge Marvel Select figures. Check him out. Big fist, mean face, love it. Then we got the Hulk. All right, one of a few Hulks. I've said it before, the only thing I really don't like about this Hulk is his face. His head is really small. And I wish it would stay up. It always wants to snap down. So he's always kind of looking down. If he would stay up, that would be pretty cool. But obviously he never seems to want to do that. Let's see. No. Keep snapping down. All right. Well, whatever, Hulk. I tried. But he's still a cool figure. All right. Another fairly new one I got here. Marvel Legends, the Black Knight. Comes with 3 different heads. Got the classic one. This is the mid-period, and he's got the original one where you can't see his face. I kind of like this one the best. The sword is cool. The armor is bitchin'. Very cool. And of course, we got the Thing from the Fantastic Four in the background. All right, he's probably overly massive, but still a very cool figure. He's another heavy one. Between the Thing, the Hulk, Abomination, and the Juggernaut down there, probably the heaviest ones out of all these. All right, here we got a Marvel Select Sandman. Now, this is also a very cool figure in that he's got a regular torso and legs for when he's, normal. But then it's got this cool kind of like sand fountain almost. So when when he turns half his body or sometimes all of his body into sand. All right, and then he's got a couple different, three different massive hands. He's got this very cool spiked kind of hammer weapon there. And then he's got the big sand fist, cement fist. He's got a bunch of different attachments, which are very cool. Very cool figure. I'm a big fan of the villain. Then we got Cap in the back, Captain America with the shield. All right, kind of cool background as well. Hydra related. All right, in the back there we got a Marvel Legends Groot Build-A-Figure. Okay, again I was able to get him separately. Very cool figure. He's a nice and tall. The face, love the face on him. Okay, he's got the cool hands. He's got all these cool like little plant indentations and things all along. Very very cool figure. Then we got Doctor Strange. All right, I'm a big fan of this one as well. Love his little kind of stand here. He's got the you can see the kind of that brief mask that he wore back in the late '60s. In the first run of Doctor Strange after I started the new series after Strange Tales. So you can take that head off and put him on there if you'd like. He's also got the cool stuff going on there, magic spells and things. Very cool figure. All right, we got more. I got some in the case here, so I've done a lot of moving around here. So here we've got my Thor shelf, Thor related. So in the back, we've got, of course, the God of Thunder himself, Marvel Select, standing on top of like a little mountain. Got the Destroyer, another Marvel Select. Very, very cool. He's actually also has an Odin head that you can put on him, as well as the sword. You got a Marvel Legends Hercules. Very cool figure. Got a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Absorbing Man, probably my favorite villain of all time. All right, he's got that swinging ball. All right, he's got different arms and stuff you could put on. So different, obviously he's absorbed the elements of steel and rock and all that kind of stuff. He's got different faces. In the back, we've got the Wrecker. Okay, from the Wrecking Crew. All right, another very cool villain. Also Marvel Legends. On the next shelf, we've got, we've got some assorted stuff here. We've got Man-Thing, Marvel Legends Man-Thing. All right, we got Howard the Duck down below. We got a DC thing, Batman. We got a very cool Batman statue here. Okay, DC collectibles. There's also Superman in the background. You've got Prince Namor the Submariner, Marvel Legends. Okay, you got Nova, Marvel Legends Nova. Very cool. Check him out. Nice sculpt on that. I actually picked up the Submariner at a recent comic convention. There's a couple different ones. Not as crazy about the head sculpt on this one, but the rest of them is pretty cool. He's wearing the the more modern outfit. And what else we got? Last but not least, below we got we got Marvel Select Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel in the back. We've got Daredevil. All right, another Marvel Select. Very cool. In front, we've got Luke Cage. Marvel Legends Luke Cage, who's a cool figure because that's the vintage Luke Cage we all remember. I don't like that weird-ass hand, though. What is up with that? I just don't understand what's going on with that. Here's a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Super Skrull. Very cool figure. Again, you can't really buy him separately unless you find someone who's selling him used, which I did. So you've got the one arm. He's got the Mr. Fantastic stretch arm, but it's invisible, like Sue. All right, and then over here he's got one of his hands and half his arm looking like the Thing with the Human Torch flames at the end. Very cool figure. And last but not least, a awesome Marvel Legends Doctor Doom. This is a brand new one, and that's just so cool. It looks so much like vintage Doctor Doom from the comic. All right, he's got a little gun in his pouch there as well, but yeah, that's pretty badass. So there you have the last shelf. I'll take you right through here again. All right, some cool stuff. Dig that Man-Thing. I only wish he was a little bigger. Then we go up to the Thor stuff. All right. And finish him off, yeah. Back to Venom. Very cool. I just love collecting these things. They're awesome. Like I needed more stuff to collect, right? But hey, hobbies are fun. Hobbies are fun. Last look around. All right. So, thanks for joining us, guys. Another edition of Comic Book Geezers. I am Pete for my co-host Wild Bill and our occasional co-host Kirk. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Go out and collect some of these cool figures. They're well worth it. And, we'll see you guys again. Take care. Bye-bye.